Is it going to give us a 1, 2, 3?
I think we're already live.
Hey, this is Paranormal Triage. I'm Brenda.
I'm Ryan.
I don't even know if we're live or not. We've never done this before.
And hopefully you can hear us, because we don't know if our audio is actually working.
Are people joining? I think they are.
We got people joined.
So, we're from California. We are a paranormal couple, and we're just dicking off, to be honest. So,
I don't know if any of you guys have already checked out any of our stuff here on TikTok, Paranormal Triage, but you know, this is the first time we've actually gone live on TikTok. So what is it? 10 to midnight. We're California time.
Yeah, our kids are sleeping, so this is the only time we get to do anything. Really, I mean.
Yeah. We were sitting around, just kind of bullshitting about different paranormal stuff and kind of the standard things that we're doing on our conversations we do in the middle of the night before we go to bed, and ideas about things. And then we started really kind of thinking about some of our equipment and going back to the basics and about interference. We were talking about how
Hey, Destiny.
equipment could interfere with
I know it's
stuff.
way later where you live. So.
Where does she live?
Oklahoma, aren't they way
Oh.
later? Oklahoma, yeah. Anyway,
That's
so
right.
we've tested our equipment before, and we've done a couple podcasts, and we have talked about the equipment we use and the pitfalls of some equipment, and some of them that we like and some that we really don't like. It's not that we don't use them; they're just not our favorites. So we were kind of messing around with our cell phones because everybody wants to use the phone apps, and that's great. That doesn't work for us, and I know a lot of people criticize them. So we just started messing around with them tonight.
Yeah, kind of. Well, what we started doing is playing with, we broke out the REM pod, which we haven't used in a while. And I think our idea kind of came from using that actually from our last podcast that we did.
Yeah.
Right? Crossing the Veil. So they talked about having a REM pod and still learning how to use it. We're like, man, you know what? We really should start thinking about this. So yeah, we broke it out.
Yeah, and then we checked out another group, and they were using their REM pod, but not using the antenna with it. And we've never really done that, so we started experimenting. So you should really experiment with your equipment before you use it, because it's amazing what will affect it and not affect it. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. So what did we do? We weren't really planning on going live tonight. I mean, this makeshift studio, you could see how much effort we've put into it. Brenda's done a really good job making our studio.
I want to hear about that. They just want to hear about what we're doing. All right.
Anyway, we were messing with it at the kitchen table, and then we transitioned over here into our studio. So what do we got going on? Back here on top of our fireplace, you can see the REM pod right here.
Right here, the beautiful fake fire that we got going on right here.
It's turned on. It's been on for a while. It's set to the most sensitive range you can be.
Yeah.
It's got all of the features turned on, so it's got the temperature and all that stuff turned on. Right next to it, you can see, it's kind of hard to see in the frame, but just next to it is my cell phone, propped up on one of the bottles here. And I've got the Wi-Fi turned off, the Bluetooth turned off, and I got it turned on airplane mode currently.
So the whole point is you got to set your REM pod up. You got to let it stabilize to the environment. Just like if you were doing an investigation, everything's got to kind of stabilize. You got to do your testing. We've investigated our house 1,000 times, so it's pretty unstable, but stable. We're unstable, but the house is stable, I guess. But anyway, so you have to let it stabilize. And yes, our little fake fire set it off for a minute, which was kind of weird, but it was more of the temperature sensor in it because you have hot and cold on your REM pod. So
we got the fans and all that stuff turned off right now in the house. And we have a tri-field EMF detector set up next to that just to see if there's any EMF coming off of the phone and kind of cooperate or disprove anything that the REM pod might be doing.
Yeah, and I'm not real up on EMF readings and how cell phones work and how much radiation not radiation, what is it? EMF, what are they called?
Electromagnetic field.
Oh, there you go. How much that sets off, because, you know, the rumor is that cell phones will give you a brain tumor. So we're going to put that to the test.
Yeah. So real quick, on a little side here, since this is the first time we've done this on TikTok, TikTok is giving us some advice to encourage everybody to share our live right now and invite other people to watch it.
This is our first. I don't know if anybody wants to see our first live. Anyway, so yeah, so we are going to do these different tests with the cell phone, and we're going to show you how sensitive it is with the REM pod. And anybody that investigates, you probably already know this, but I think using the phone apps, you have to be really careful when you use them and what you're using them with. As far as like spirit boxes go, I don't think that really matters. It's more when you're doing the readings.
Yeah, it's anything that's designed to have an interpretation of the EMF fields or RF frequency, radio frequency. So electromagnetic frequency and radio frequency are the two things that can interfere with the equipment that reads those things.
Yeah.
So, and right now we do have the antenna on the REM pod. So yeah, what should I do? You want me to?
I don't know. Yeah, so the sensitivity on the REM pod, with the antenna off, obviously the sensitivity goes down. So you have to be almost right on top of it. Do you want to? Yeah. Do you want to take it off and let him see that?
Sure.
So we'll take it off and show you, because like we've never taken it off before. I don't know if any of you have, but we've never done that. So I was kind of like, wait a minute, they don't have the antenna on.
So you'll be able to see when I go up there to touch it, how sensitive it's set right now. I mean, I'm probably 12 inches away from it right now with my hand. It's not going off, so when I obviously get closer to touch it, it'll happen. And then I'll reset it after I take the antenna off.
So I think the distance around that antenna might be 5 to 6 inches. That's how close either you have to get to it to set it off, or your spirit in the house. So, and then radios are just a given.
All right, so should I wave my hand around or something?
Yeah. Cause see, look how non-sensitive it is now compared to what it was before. But you literally have to put your hand.
So I am touching the side of the REM pod right now. You got to be right over the top of it to get it to go off without the antenna.
Yeah, so what would be the difference? I guess the difference in using the antenna and not using the antenna, would that mean, since the antenna is not on it, would you be able to confirm would you be able to confirm a spirit easier, or would it be harder to debunk a spirit?
Well, I think it would be, one of the points would be if you are getting all sorts of crazy activity and it's just like your REM pod's going off non-stop in a location, you could take the antenna off, you know, especially if you think you're getting maybe an intelligent response by saying, hey, come touch the REM pod, it's going off, take the antenna off, do it again, because then they have to be right on top of it, and then you can really confirm that you're getting an intelligent response.
Yeah, it almost like, in a way, could mimic a cat ball, so to speak. Really, I mean, because a cat ball doesn't have an antenna, and I know some people aren't a fan of cat balls, but we've always had really good luck with cat balls. So I don't know, maybe it would kind of mimic a cat ball, sort of.
I think the big thing about cat balls is you have to be really careful where you place them. You know, not places where by walking you're going to set it off. You know, if you have it set on top of a bed and you go by and brush the bed, it could potentially set the cat ball off. So in order for them to be accurate and trust it, you have to be cognizant of where they're at and where they're placed.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, let's put the antenna back on. Or do you want to call first and see?
Yeah.
So we did 2 different tests. So we've stabilized the REM pod. We called with the cell phone.
In normal operating mode, right? So
So we're calling one cell phone to another cell phone.
Yeah. So, and my phone was like how I normally have it. I don't always have Bluetooth on, but my Wi-Fi in the house is pretty much always on, and the mobile data is pretty much always on. So I've got Wi-Fi turned off, Bluetooth turned off, and airplane mode turned on, which I've never really used airplane mode, to be honest with you. I don't fly in airplanes very often. But it looks like it turned the mobile data off.
Yeah.
So in reality, it should just be a phone call that comes through.
Yeah, so the point is, if you have cell phones in your pockets while you're doing an investigation and you think you've turned them all off, and all of a sudden you get a phone call and you're not on vibrate and you don't feel it or see it, and everything's going off and you're like, oh my God, we just caught a spirit. And then later you realize, yeah, that was dumb. It was my cell phone. So I'm going to call from my cell phone to his. Oh, this is so exciting. I feel so like we're giving really good information. So I'm calling on his cell phone, to his cell phone. Oh, your cell phone's off.
It went right to voicemail. So airplane mode basically disables it, so you can't receive any phone calls.
Yep.
Right. So if you're in the middle of an investigation, turn on airplane mode real quick, moving around. If you want to keep it in your pocket, so you can maybe use the camera, that type of thing. So obviously you're not going to be able to go online, go live with it, use any of apps that you might need.
Yeah.
But you'll still be able to use your camera.
Yep.
On your phone and the flashlight, that type of stuff.
Yeah, just
right?
not the.
And then it's as easy as turning airplane mode off so that you could access that stuff when you're not next to your equipment.
So yes, crossing the veil, it turns just about everything off as far as throwing a signal out that will set your equipment off. So that's kind of a fail-safe, but then you have to turn everything back on when you want to use it. I get these things on top of my head. Are you guys like messing with me because we're new here?
I think that was TikTok, dude.
All right, TikTok's putting weird things on my head.
So let's, should I turn airplane mode back off and do it?
Okay, so now we're going to turn airplane mode off. Hey Growler, this is our, if you didn't hear us before, this is our first time going live on TikTok. And I do not have my glasses on, so if I'm reading your names wrong, I'm so sorry. I am thoroughly blind without my glasses. So.
Alright, so the cell phone is back to being normal operation. I do have like vibration and stuff when my phone rings, but we'll see if it's set. Now remember, there's no antenna on the REM pod right now. So
there's an update to my phone that I don't know about because weird things are popping up. Okay, now I'm calling again.
Here we go. It's going off. You hear the ringer.
Alright, hey Bob, I see you. My name's Bob. I'm Bob.
Hang up.
Oh, sorry. I get distracted real easy.
So even though the antenna wasn't on, it's still, 3 inches away from there, or 2 inches away. It's still sensitive enough. And then I did notice that on the tri-field, if sitting here before, it's 0.0. It jumped to a 0.5. So the phone is obviously emitting EMF frequency.
Yeah, so it's going to set both devices off, including your K2s.
Yes, K2s.
K2s as well.
The kind of the first version, it's an EMF reader, right? And then that could also be like your music boxes, because essentially the music box is just a REM pod, and when it goes off, it sets off the music box, right? Same thing with the bells, the dead bells. Those are EMF readers that go off, and it sets the bell off.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you're going to buy any of those, or you are using them, you've either figured it out, haven't figured it out, or maybe just test it so you know what you can get away with. So Growler's asking if we've heard of the Growler
iOvilus app. I have not, because we really don't play around with the apps a whole lot. We do have a regular Ovilus too. So yeah, I mean, maybe some of the apps are things to try, but we have stayed away from the apps just because when we're in the middle of doing this and we have cat balls and the REM pod and other EMF devices, the apps we think could set that stuff off.
So he's the
Okay.
founder. So I would think apps, now that I'm thinking about it, because when you're using an app, you're using data, or is it just an app?
But here, how about this?
Because if you're using an app, you're not sending a signal out, correct? I assume you'd not be sending a signal out, so why would it set anything off? Why would it?
Well, you're using data, right? I'm assuming. Do you have to be online for it to work? So let's see, what is it? And you can get it. I've got an Android. I can get it on the Play Store.
Hey Irene, it's been a while. Nice to see you on here. This is our first live, so we're just kind of having fun with it.
Okay, let's see.
So Growlers, I'm going to assume it's Growlers, says that it doesn't use any fakery, but utilizes every sensor, and it needs airplane mode. Okay. So that's his obelisk, his design. That's your design, correct?
There we go. All right. We'll install it, and we'll play with it. We'll see. I'll put the antenna back on the REM pod, set my phone next to it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, no sleep paranormal. I agree. There's equipment gets very expensive when we first got into this. Just because we wanted to use all the toys, it was fun, and we bought quite a bit of equipment and kind of look back on it now and like, did we really need all of this? But we do play around with some of it. You know, we got ourselves a little bit in debt. We had to pay that off, you know. Klarna's really good about getting you in debt. But it's fun to use everything. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean you're actually capturing any kind of evidence, but, you know, everything's fun to use. Yeah, absolutely, Growlers. Send us you can go to our email, cisparanormaltriage@gmail.com. You can send us anything there. Yeah, it's hard not to spend a lot of money. I think our most expensive stuff is probably, I don't know, our cameras are like middle of the road. They're not like low grade cameras, so I guess they would be in the middle of the road. That's probably our Panasonic camera was probably our most expensive piece of equipment. I think what was our least expensive camera? Maybe the Phasm cams.
Yeah, the Phasm cams.
Yeah, we like our Phasm cams, but I don't know. They didn't have a very long shelf life, and the batteries are just kind of useless now. So
yeah, the cameras are actually good cameras, good quality, you know, full spectrum video, but the batteries don't last at all. And I've bought more batteries, the same batteries from the manufacturer, and I mean, after about 4 or 5 uses of fully charging, they last about 10 minutes.
Okay, so this is Growler's app. Let me see that real quick.
Which one?
Your phone. So if
midnight.
You're not...
Is it midnight? Yeah, it's midnight.
If you're not using the app, this is what Growlers is talking about right here. That's his app right there. That's cool looking. My friend would love it. It would match his hair because his hair's green.
So I put on airplane mode. Is that right? You're supposed to use it in airplane mode. So my phone is in airplane mode right now. Airplane mode's turned on, and it's working. It's got a couple hits on it. So magnet, near. Let's see what happens here. So I'm going to put it next to, that's me.
So we haven't gone to a GoPro. We had an old one, but it's kind of outdated, so we can't use it anymore. We actually went to body cams.
Yeah.
So
we
body
went on
cams
Amazon and bought like I forget what brand they are, but they're not a very expensive body cam.
No, they're just your standard, I guess, police.
It's
style.
It's not like official police body cam, right? But it's something to that quality. It's got good audio, good video. You can do IR with it, right, by a push button. You can snap pictures with it. It's all internal memory. It's plug and play. And they're like drop proof, waterproof.
Yeah, and I think we got ours off Amazon. So.
Yeah, I think they're $150 a piece or something. So in the grand scheme of how expensive cameras are, they're not bad.
Yeah. So. All right, what are we doing now?
Well, I mean, the app is running. Some stuff has come through it, and it's not setting the REM pod off. It's also not making any numbers on the tri-field.
Yeah, so I don't really know what the beef is about all of the phone apps. We've been on an investigation where it seemed like the REM pods were going off an awful lot, and that's probably one of our best pieces of equipment, and our REM pod never went off one time, but it wasn't close to the people using the phone app. So I don't know. I guess it depends on what apps they are and how they use them.
Oh, maybe. That's right. That was Tombstone, right?
Yeah, a little bit. But
yes. So I mean, well, where the REM pod was all the way in the other room, like, I don't know, 60 feet, 70 feet or more. So
Took you 2 years. Yeah, I'm not an electrical. I'm not good with that stuff. So he said it took you 2 years to. I'm assuming you're a he. Took him 2 years to make that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's something that we'll have to play with and use at the next couple investigations we go to.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, everybody's looking for something reliable and good to use, and yeah, we'll play with it. We'll give it a review, and so yeah. So anybody out there looking for something like this, look up Growlers and check his devices out. Do you make more than one, or is this your first piece of equipment you made? So yeah, as far as the phone goes, we actually also we have a home phone, believe it or not. We're probably the only few people that still have a landline because we have kids. But ours is an internet phone. It still looks like a landline, but it goes through the internet and out to however that works. We use that, and it set the REM pod off a little bit, but I think it didn't. Yeah, it didn't set it off as much because I think there's a third pathway that it goes. You know, like with the iPhones or your cell phones, I think you're using the same path. With the internet phone, it has to go to the internet and then to the tower and then back to the cell phone.
Voice over IP, which is pretty much all internet-based phone stuff. We use Starlink. That's the internet connection we're on right now, and we have the OMA device that is VoIP device, so we can have a phone in our house. And it tried a little bit to set it off, but it really wasn't that big of a deal. Yes, absolutely. We'll use a pro code and we'll try it and see what happens. Oh man, my phone's battery's getting low. That's okay. I still got a little bit of time left on there. But
mine's 100%. I'm always prepared.
Kids were on it all day today in the car.
So, anyways, yeah, we just wanted to pop up on here and play with the different types of equipment.
Brothers, I've got a Motorola, so it's Android is what I downloaded your app on. So, new to TikTok, how long have we been putting videos on TikTok?
Gosh, I've had a TikTok for a while, but I wasn't really a big fan of it. I had one and then something happened to it, so I had to make another one. That's why the 444 is on there. Where did you start? So we've been on it probably, I don't know, a couple months.
Yeah, a few months. It started off slow, and obviously this is our first time going live on TikTok.
Yeah, but we actually started investigating in 2022. We had some personal things happen in our lives, some family deaths, and then I'm an empath, so they say. So I've had some experiences since I was little. So we live in California, so we started investigating in 2022. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, sorry, I'm paying attention to the app here too. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. I don't want to just...
But yeah, we've been doing this but that's about 3 years now, 4 years, I guess.
3 or 4 years. I would say probably 2.5 solid years where we're doing actually like investigating like paranormal team stuff, right? Yeah. That first little bit was just kind of personal things.
Yeah, and I think we had our first Facebook, and we got up to about 3,500 followers, and then Facebook for some reason tore it down and got rid of it.
Yeah.
So No Sleep has had about 11 years total. And then we've had our YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure you could go back on there. It goes all the way back to maybe 23 is when we first started dropping videos.
And we kind of slowly been working up with the whole podcast thing that we put out. And when we do that, we try to do that live on Facebook and a message on TikTok.
Did you send that through email, I'm assuming, or TikTok? Let's see.
Oh. It says, "Can you hear me?" Yes, I can hear you. Voice on the app.
I'm afraid to click anything because I don't want to mess all this up. Let's see, we're gonna... I mean, so if you have any advice for, you know,
I'm on airplane mode. I guess I should probably.
if you guys, any of you guys have advice for, I mean, Crossing the Veil, they've been around for a while, but they're looking into getting some new pieces of equipment. They've expressed that they like, they're pretty simple, like we're pretty simple as far as what we use. At the end of the day, we get down to the SV7, our spirit box, a camera, and a recorder. And that's about all we use. We have an SLS camera that we're not impressed with at all. That's been more of a pain in the rear end than it has been worth it. And it likes to map everything. So, I mean, we did a second investigation at this one location that we've done and decided to use the SLS camera, but it was really hard to tell if we were actually mapping a spirit or if it was just mapping buckets and turning them into stick bins. So just make sure when you go live during an investigation that you have some kind of light, as it doesn't.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't have a flashlight built in. You can't. Food.
There's food on our kitchen table.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm not the most versed in doing all the settings and stuff as far as the cool down, sustain. So what, how would you optimize the settings? Is it for a specific atmosphere? Kind of explain some of that. And for those people that want to download that, is there info that they can research on how to tighten their settings in?
Like dark environment. He said he means TikTok violates you for dark areas. I don't know what that means.
Oh, I don't know. Are we too dark? Do we need to be more lit up? Oh, for investigation. So if we're in the dark and we're going to go live on TikTok, we need to make sure we light up. Okay.
Yeah, we've not done that yet. We've done a few lives through Facebook, but it's kind of distracting a little bit for me.
Yeah, we've gone live and done a couple things. We really haven't broadcast live the investigations themselves.
But it seems that's
just not something that we've tried before.
Okay, how does he pop up? If we bring him on, how do I
pop up easier to talk than type? Sure, how do we do that?
Let's see. Would he be a co-host?
I don't know.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, right there, accept.
Oh, well, what do you know? There you are. Oh, we don't have our headphones on.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. Now you're going to make us put headphones on.
Hey,
There.
Good morning from the UK. How are you?
Hey,
good.
Great. How are you doing? All the way from the UK? That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm actually in Paris, but obviously I'm from the UK.
Well, that's farther than I've ever been.
One second, please.
All right. Well, that's kind of cool.
You know, will they be able to hear him?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
He said 1 second, so.
So I guess no sleep. You can tell us
There we
if you
go.
can hear everybody. Okay.
That's all right. Yes. So basically, yes, the application that you guys have got at the moment, I'm going to give you a free pro code, which allows you to access all the different features. We've got loads of different features in there, and the music box feature. The whole idea is that I want to be able to use every single piece of equipment that people normally take out an investigation and put it into one device.
Okay.
Right. So we've got the unalived bell. We can't really say the D bell, that word, on TikTok because they tend to sort of violate. You get violation. So the unalived bell, say for instance, that works off of EMF and motion.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly the same with the music box. The music box, you arm it, and then you put your hand over the top of the device, and it will then go off.
Okay.
Right. But every single time, what it's doing is listening to the bass lines.
Okay.
Right? So every single time it's calibrating the bass line, so making sure that the actual environment that you guys are in, right, is actually being recorded, because a lot of these applications that people use, they don't actually calibrate what the actual environmental baseline is for that area.
Okay.
So that's
Yeah,
the
that
whole
makes sense.
idea, really. So there are other things that's coming along in the pipeline quite soon in terms of equipment and stuff. But yeah, I think you guys are going to have a whirl of fun on TikTok. Just if I may, this is not me being rude or anything, but stay true to yourselves, right? Because there's so many out there that start off and they're like, oh yeah, I'm getting some evidence, and then you're getting some people, hey Mel, how you doing? And then you're getting some people that love that attention because they're starting to get it, and then they start doing it for entertainment purposes rather than actually trying to figure out, is this communication that we're receiving real? Yeah. Is this communication that we're getting, is it solid evidence? Rather than just trying to create it. Like exactly the same as you said with the REM pod, you know, you put your phone next to it, right? And yes, you can ring the phone, but boom, the REM pod then goes off. To me, people will do that for entertainment purposes.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
What I say is, stay true to yourselves, guys. Do you know what I mean? The app, I've had negative feedback from the app, especially when I put the sensitive settings in there, so that people can actually change the settings. So like with the unalive bell, when that goes off on its own, you can go, do you know what, actually I'm going to test to see if this is a real entity, whether it's a real spirit, real ghost, and I'm going to increase the sensitivity so it's harder for them to actually set it off, right?
Okay.
Right, that would make sense.
But then you can lower it so that it goes off every time and stuff.
Yeah.
And I said, but if you're a real investigator, you'd want to try and prove the existence of that pipeline of communication.
Absolutely.
You see? But yeah, you guys are absolutely great. I stumbled across you this morning. Well, it is the morning here for me. It's like 9:20. And yeah, like I said, just stay really true to yourselves, guys. And I think you guys are going to do great.
Yeah, well, thanks for that advice. Yeah, we do try to, we debunk more of our stuff than we actually throw up. And even sometimes after the fact, we'll have to go back and, we might have to question that again. So we do appreciate that. And we've had our own personal experiences. That's kind of what got us into this. And I think our first experience with that REM pod was, we were actually out in the middle of nowhere, but there were a lot of power lines, and it was windy, and it was our first time using walkie-talkies. And
yeah, we learned real quick to debunk that it was not actual paranormal activity. It was the walkie-talkies.
Yeah, it takes about 10 minutes to figure it out.
Setting off the REM pod. So, yeah, no, we are true believers in finding the true, honest evidence and putting that forward, and that's our whole goal.
And you can't go wrong with that. I mean, this is what I've said. I will, and you'll hear me say it, I will be the person that breaks the communication stigma, right? Is between, am I actually now speaking with the subconscious?
yeah,
Am I now actually speaking to it? And I'm going to be the person to break that.
Yeah.
Because there's no app out there that is anywhere close to scientific as mine. And that's not me being big-headed. I've just listened to investigators. I've listened to what they want. I've then looked into the science behind it all, because it needs to be real.
yeah,
Okay, and that's the most hardest thing, is being able to. Yes, the coding bit is easy. Okay, I'm not going to lie. The coding bit is absolutely so easy, right? But what is hard is making sure that we are no sleep paranormal. Growlers is awesome. I've been testing this stuff for over a month. Oh, cheers, bro.
Yeah.
But it's about trying to prove, for me anyway. And you know, I've hit so many different how would you say, obstacles.
yeah,
Completely throughout. And all I can say is it's been tried and tested. We've got new device, which I'm in the process of doing at the moment. It's been taking nearly 8 months. And that's going to be an actual device, which people can take with them, but it will have absolutely everything all in one.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
That
pods it will have.
So I'm a little curious. Since you do this. Like I said, I'm not really a big fan of the SLS camera. What are your thoughts on that? Like,
yep.
I'm just not convinced.
If you're thinking about, so if you're thinking about an application, like an app, like an SLS app, they don't work.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
They don't work. They're completely fake. And the reason for that is because the limitations on technology. So a mobile phone, in order for the SLS to work, you have to be able to have what's called a depth scanner. Right. So that depth scanner is basically called a LiDAR sensor, and that will then map out the environment and that sort of stuff. But guess what? Mobile phones do not.
Yes, yeah. I've never trusted those SLS apps. We do have an actual SLS camera, one of the newer ones, and we're still not completely convinced that is foolproof, right? There's so many things that get false maps on there that we incorporated, but we tried not to just lean into that as like, oh my gosh, we have this evidence, because so many things can be false positives on it.
Yeah,
at least in our experience.
And it doesn't have a good recording interface. The recording interface is hard with the one that we have. It's not very friendly, very user friendly.
Yeah, and that's the thing that investigators want. And it's middle of the night, and you've got a lot of things going on. You want stuff that's going to be an easy user interface. So
can you guys still hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, cool. The signal here is not particularly great. But the one thing that I've sort of found is, have you heard of an Xbox 360 Connect bar?
Yes.
Have you heard of that before?
Yeah. Yes, I have.
Okay, cool. Now they are fantastic. They are cheap. They are fantastic pieces of equipment. Because they have the LiDAR in there. They also have SLS tracking software in there, or the hardware capable of doing. Because again, you were used to sit there playing games, and it uses your hand movements and your movements to be able to control what was going on the screen.
Yes.
Now, using one of those is probably one of the best things that you can use, honestly. As a sort of SLS camera.
Yeah, so the one that we have, it's made by Gotcha Ghost, and they use... You still with us?
Oh. I don't know. I'm still with you. My signal is so bad here.
Okay. Yeah, the SLS camera that we have has that technology in it. It was made with the Xbox 360 hardware, and it's they've got their box built into it, and then it's a Microsoft-based tablet that came with it, and that is the part of it that's kind of a crappy user face. The software itself to run the camera is a little bit clunky as far as user friendly, but in our experience, chairs, large bookcases, ceiling fans, all of that will map. So it's like you have to be very careful what you're doing.
Yeah. For sure. As a matter of fact, the last investigation that we used it, I think he's off now.
Okay.
Last time that we used our that spirit box, which was like about 2 weeks ago, it just, I don't know, we just mapped so much stuff. I think they were all, the majority of them were false positives.
Yeah, I mean, we've played with some of the apps before, and it wasn't convinced. So, Growlers, I'm going to run your app through the ringer. So far, it seems to be, a little bit more intuitive and better. I've really been playing with it for 5 seconds here, really, but yeah, we're going to play with it and put it through the ringer like the rest of the apps that we've played with. And it sounds like you've put the time and energy with your passion for making things correct into it so that it'll put off a good app. As far as regular spirit boxes and spirit box apps and stuff, we use Gary Golka's stuff, the SB7s, tried and true.
Yeah, we're big fans of Gary Golka. Some of this stuff you definitely have to sit. It's not something you can really carry around. But he's a, what does he do? He's an
electrical engineer.
Yeah, electrical engineer. So he messes with this stuff all the time, and he's just really good at what he does. Ghost Hunter, yeah, we haven't used apps at this point. You know, we've been doing this for about 4 years. So Growlers came in. He has created his own.
The Growlers iOvulus.
Yeah.
I downloaded it. It's so far so good. We'll see when we play with some of the pro features.
So you'll have to hit him up. I think he just popped in right below your last comment.
Yeah, he had some bad self connections, but.
So, but you know, we like to do this because we do like to pass on the knowledge that we've acquired and the mistakes that we've made and, you know, the successes that we've had, and we will always stay true to ourselves. We have been exposed to the entertainment side of it. That part of it's fun. We don't really talk about that a whole lot, but
because we're not here to make a fortune, right?
We're not even monetized,
right? We're not making any money off of this. We're here simply for the true passion of the paranormal, and it can be kind of hard day to day. You know, we've got normal lives and kids and normal jobs and everything else, but you know, we still try to do it, right? And it's one thing we did early on when we started this team is we told ourselves that we're going to focus on the things we want to focus on, no matter how many people follow us or whatever, right? So we're just going to keep doing it the way we want to do it. And I think that's to be true to ourselves. And, you know, we did do stuff like, you know, we trademarked and copyrighted our logos and things like that just because we wanted to keep it ours, right? It's the thought process ours, it's the passion is ours, we want to keep it ours. And, you know, we have a tagline, pursuing the spiritual awakening.
Yeah.
And I think our spiritual awakening and our spiritual journey is pretty intense. You know, Brenda's is a little different than mine. The path that we're on. So those are the things we're going to explore as we research paranormal activity.
Yeah, and Ghost Hunter, normally when people ask us our favorite piece of equipment, the SB7 is hands down by far is our most favorite go-to piece of equipment. If we get bored, you know, if it gets too quiet and we just start getting into using too much equipment and we start bouncing around and losing track of what we're doing, so we'll just scale right down to a spirit box, the SB7, and just our camera and our recorder. So, I mean, like I said, it's fun to play with the toys, but, you know, like Rowler says, if you're a true investigator and you're really trying to debunk or prove or whatever your mission is, stay true to yourself, like he said, you know. Don't get all caught up in the hype of using SLS cameras and bells and all that.
You don't need to go out and spend a gajillion dollars buying all sorts of different equipment. I like the idea that Growlers is developing an app that's an all-in-one, everything there. Sounds like you got a piece of equipment that's going to do something similar. That's what we like. Keep it simple. Few things you can shove in your pocket, because we have all of it.
Yeah.
And we don't use all of it. We end up using just a couple things.
Yeah, and Ghost Hunter, yeah, we do. That's why we hopped on here tonight. We were messing around with the REM pod and taking the antenna off and seeing how many cell phones can set the REM pod off, and we were just kind of having fun with it. And this is our first time live on TikTok. So to answer your question, yes, we use REM pods.
Yeah, and I mean, we have one REM pod, so it's not like we use a whole bunch throughout a location. The one that you see behind us is the one that we have.
Yeah.
We'll throw some cat balls out there, but that's kind of an interesting thing. And Growlers, to your point, the best is your eyes and ears, absolutely. The feelings that you get, how you approach things, how you sense things, that is the idea of the equipment, is just to kind of corroborate, go inside. I don't know how to say those words.
It's that big word.
To prove or disprove the feelings that you're having as a person. So,
yeah, and I mean, I'm kind of new to being an empath. I've always had experiences in my life. I've never talked about it, mostly because of my religious upbringing. and I don't spout off in any of my videos that, oh, I'm an empath and I'm going to go in this room and I'm going to see what I feel. I usually do a walkthrough, and I just go by how my body reacts and how I feel. And generally, I'm pretty on point. So, but it's not something I throw out there to sell us, because I'm not a medium, or I can't read people's minds, or I would never tell you what the future is, because that's not my job. But yeah, your own self is your best piece of equipment.
Absolutely, and Ghost Hunter. Malta, yes, insects can set that off because it's locational, right? So
Yeah.
things get closer to it, touch it, whatever. The thing is multiple different pieces of equipment that you can trust walking through a location before you get deep into whatever, and then not believing everything that you catch right away. Put it through the scrutiny ringer and figure out if there's something else that could be causing it or not.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, a lot of very good points, man.
And I know a lot of you guys are new to us because this is our first time being here. This kind of all started with us when my dad passed away and we had brought ashes home. And that's kind of when things kind of escalated in our house. I lost my daughter in 2022, and we are 100% positive that she manifested in our living room. And there's just, you can't tell me anything any different, because it is what it is.
Oh yeah, you know? Absolutely.
And we weren't even trying really to do anything with it when this happened. We had bought our first Panasonic camera and just messing around with it. And yeah, so that's kind of what kind of took us down this road of wanting to know, what this stuff really is,
What's out there, what's different, everybody has that question of where do you go when you pass on, is there an afterlife? Pardon me, is there heaven? Like, depending on the kind of the box or spiritual belief that you have, and everybody's a little bit different, and everybody is going to have your own answers, and seek them how you want to seek them. But yeah. I kind of lost my train of thought because it's just kind of deep in there. But
well, we've gotten deep into the Book of Enoch, and there's the whole cryptid world. Ryan says he's heard Bigfoot before.
Oh, 100%.
And we kind of, in some of the things and where we live at, it kind of took us down the cryptid path and then some. And then getting into the Book of Enoch and stuff like that, we almost feel like some of this is connected. But we will podcast on that when we're ready to do that. It's kind of a deep, big rabbit hole. It's a rabbit hole with lots of little rabbit holes that turn into big rabbit holes.
Well, amongst everything else in life, I still got to finish reading the Book of Enoch before I can really talk all the way about it.
Yeah, and it's just one part of the Book of Enoch, but
yeah,
we do go somewhere else after this, and I think we all know the answers, but I don't know.
Well, everyone in the chat, spout out, put out there, what are your thoughts? What is your belief? Where do you go? Where do you believe people go when they pass?
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the engagement we've been trying to get on some of our other platforms. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go places and end up with more questions. Yeah, I mean, you can do all the research in the world about people that have, their near end of life experiences, and that they all have a very similar tone and vein to what those people experience. And then you take some of the biblical beliefs and biblical meanings. You take the Book of Enoch and what they believe and talk about Sheol and four chambers and different things like that. So some people believe in dimensions. Some people believe that heaven is just the unseen dimension around us. But the interesting thing is that wherever we go when we pass,
yeah,
we are communicating, right? So it doesn't really matter if you have the religious box of Buddhism or Catholic, or just kind of non-denominational, whatever. The paranormal communication seems to be there no matter what. So
Ghost Hunter, you asked, have you ever asked, are you in peace where you are? And if yes, what was the question? And Melinda, she believes in realms. I might have to leave that question to Ryan because we're first responders. I don't know if we threw that out there. We're both first responders, but he had a call at a local lake, and we had also did an investigation 2 years after the fact, and I am pretty sure we made contact by accident.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We had a call for a person that was a drowning victim. I'm a firefighter, been a firefighter for a long time. My crew responded. We did life-saving measures. I'm the one that actually found them in the water, pulled them out. We did life-saving measures and was unsuccessful. It just happens to be that I work in the same town that I live. So we're not too far away from the big recreation lake where I live. We kind of went back to that area and we're doing an investigation about Shasta Dam on Shasta Lake. And I believe that we kind of accidentally made contact with that same individual that was the drowning victim. It wasn't a bad thing. Like some people think, was it scary? Was bad comments? No, it was actually very much kind of like a at peace type of communication that we had with that person.
Yeah, and as first responders, we do get the question asked all the time about how many times we come in contact with spirits on the job. I have one time, and it wasn't so much, and they were boys that I knew. These were boys that got hit on a moped, and one of them passed. And they were kids that sat on my couch because they were friends with my kids. And I believe he came to see me, and this is long before I even believed in the paranormal or addressed it or even wanted to acknowledge it. But he came, and I believe his message was, hey, I'm okay. I'm good. And he just moved on, and it never happened again. So that was the first time I think that I truly realized that I have to acknowledge that there's more than just, there's something after life. I don't want to call it death because our death is only in our shells that we wear here and now. Our life, our spirit continues on. So I think it was just his way, even though I didn't say, hey, how are you doing? Are you at peace? I think that's a spirit's way of telling you that they're okay. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Chameleon, we're midnight here, probably 1:00 in the morning. So, depending on where you live, we should be in bed right now, but we're not.
Yeah, we're used to being up though. So Ghost Hunter, do you feel like that female spirit literally goes and follows you everywhere? Do you feel like they're attached to you, or they just kind of come up and interact when you're open yourself up to that? Okay.
Is this somebody that you think that you are acquainted with? Is this a family member, or is this something you may have picked up along the road doing investigations?
There's been times on a few of our investigations that I've heard some things come through a spirit box that potentially could have been like, hey, that's something that I heard at a different location. But it's so hard to tell when things happen kind of that quick, how to really kind of, whether I don't want it to be or not, maybe it is. Okay, it might be your sister. All right. Is there like clues that
Yeah.
Okay, so same voice, right? Is she saying anything that would?
No, it's not her voice.
Oh, it's not her voice. Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of a hard one. Yeah, because you never know. I mean, we don't get on the demon wagon, so that's something that we don't entertain. Mm-hmm. That's probably one of my pet peeves about being in the paranormal is people jumping on the demon wagon. But now, on a biblical sense, can demons trick us if they feel like they want to waste time on us? Sure, absolutely. So, can he come up?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, give us some grace here because we're just so new at this right now. But yeah, you can come on. Well, I speak English and sometimes I'm not that good at it. We'll do our best. Pop up. We'll bring you on.
Best.
Yeah, mimics. Yeah, definitely there are mimics. So
There he is.
I think it just depends, I think context is everything.
Hi, hello.
Hello.
Hello. I've been doing this many years in Malta. I'm
Okay.
from Malta. And there is always a female spirit. Everywhere I go, she calls my name. My name is Julian.
Okay.
Or she says, "Hi, Julian." Or she tells the others, she tells them, "Julian came." Or, "Are you leaving already, Julian?" She's always mentioned me, always mention my. I don't think so that she's my sister.
Okay.
So me, I do this often. I do ghost hunting 3 times a week.
Okay.
I'm addict to this.
Yeah.
We are a little
And
bit, so.
no, I am in Malta. I'm famous, but everyone knows me here in Malta. Malta is very small, and
Okay.
maybe ghost hunters. Maybe there's I don't know, maybe 20, 15, 20. I don't think so that there's more than that. So I do them by my own.
Okay.
I go where I go with nearly all the time by my own. It's 9 out of 10, but I do them by my own. Here in Malta, the problem there's not too many places where to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Small country. Are you running out of places to go?
Yes, here cemeteries and a few abandoned places. A hospital, there's 2 hospitals abandoned. There's not too much here,
Okay.
but I get a lot of answers. It's very good. Yeah, I use SB7 Pro. I have SB7, the old one. I have many. I have 5,
Okay.
Oh wow.
Which one
and
do
there
you
is
like
one.
better?
I like the SB7 Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that
With
the one that has the built-in filter, or is it without the filter?
no, I don't like filters.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I have the filter. I don't like it. The filter cuts out a lot of. It's not good. I don't like because when spirits talk, it's very low. So when you use the filter, it goes off. I don't like it.
Yeah, so we have the SB7 Pro that has the built-in ANC filter,
I
and
have ANC filter, but
I,
I don't use it.
I have a hard time with it getting it really
No,
tuned
no,
in. So we just use the tried and true regular SB7 for the most part.
that's what
Yeah.
I do. That's it. And
Yeah.
I use the external speaker with it. I use an external.
Yeah,
It's just like a small ball, and you put it to the side. It's good as well.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Kind of. I think most people call them a cat ball. Is it just a small?
But it's not the one that they advert a lot. It's silver. Mine is silver. It's very good.
Okay.
I have it. It's very, very. It's here. I can. I put on the camera. 1 minute.
Okay. Okay.
Well, you're this female that you feel like follows around. Melinda, I hope I'm saying your name right. She talked about maybe this could be a guardian. Now we live in the United States. We live in the state of California, and where we live is very Native American. So guardians or spirit guides come up quite a bit here.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
maybe you have a spirit guide, and maybe by mimicking your sister, maybe your guardian or your spirit guide or whatever you want to call it might make you feel more comfortable knowing that they're following you around and taking care of you.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. She never tried to harm me or something. But
Mm-hmm.
and me, I have a lot of stories. Me, I record I record all of them. I have 740 records recordings.
Wow.
Wow.
AVPs. Yes, I have that much. The 740, the 740, which are all the good ones. Because
Okay.
sometimes I go and they won't be clear, but these are 740, the very good ones. They're good. I don't want to make an advert, but if you go on my page on this, you find a lot. But they're in Maltese because we speak in Maltese.
Okay.
But you can hear them. I have a lot, and once there was a guy who killed a woman, and he threw her in a car in the sea, and she drowned. And I went in this place and I got everything.
Wow. Yeah,
Everything they told me.
that's good. I mean, that's what we're all about is sharing. Is we like to hear other people's stuff. You know, it's not.
Hmm.
You know, it's nice to.
And I'm sorry. Me, what I always say, if it's not true, I say it's not true. I don't do it.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Uh-huh.
Well, I wonder if there's
Even
any way we can translate that or do English subtitles to watch some of your stuff.
English subtitles. Yeah, somebody told me as well about it.
Yeah.
But you can. But it's good. You just started now on this, or I never saw you.
This is our first time going live on TikTok. For a couple of months, we've been posting some of our
Okay, all
content.
right.
You know, we've been on all the other social medias for a long time, and we just kind of broke into TikTok and sharing our story kind of impromptu tonight.
I see.
So we may do
I
this
had.
more. We may do this more. We used to do it on Facebook, but Facebook changed all their rules just as Instagram did.
Mm,
We used to go live there a lot, and they made it harder to do that. And then we kind of bounced over here, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, you can do lives." And so we're sitting here tonight, kind of not really being bored, but decided to come on and try it out for size.
and the
And what I
and
like
he
it,
goes.
what I like
He
about it
goes.
is we actually get engagement here. On any other
No,
platform,
yes, yes.
nobody engages really. So this is kind of nice that people want to come on and talk. So this is cool.
Where are you? In USA, you are?
Yeah, USA in the state of California.
California. All right.
We're on the West Coast, yeah.
Yeah, we're not in the
All right.
Hollywood part of California. We're in the real part of the everyday average person part of California. And yes, we are an investigation team. We do investigations and things like that.
Yeah, and we have a YouTube channel. It's just Paranormal Triage. You know, we're all over there.
What is the name?
Paranormal Triage, just like our tagline, but take out the
You
444.
can write it down. You can write it down so I copy it, please. And do you believe in the time that they can speak at night only, evenings only?
I don't believe so. I believe
Neither
that
me.
spirits can speak
Yes,
anytime.
that's it. That's it.
I
That's
think
it.
that there's certain parts of the time of the day that you know, everything is calmed down in the world, right? So when everyone else is asleep and things are kind of calm, it's easier to hear and see those things. But spiritual activity and paranormal activity happens no matter what time of the day it is.
That's it. That's what I believe as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's what I
we've caught in
believe.
some of our best evidence in the daytime at cemeteries and stuff like that. We have a very active house, and it kind of comes in waves. But there is a little bit of a history in my house, so not our history. It's just a little bit of history.
Yes,
Yeah.
So you know, we have had toilet seats go up and down, and I don't
yes,
know, all kinds of just weird stuff like that.
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
Yeah. Kind of
Me,
like your run-of-the-mill stuff has happened in our house for sure.
Yeah, there is the neighborhood that we live in. Like I said, sits on old Native American land. You know, these are housing subdivisions now, but still with a lot of trees and stuff. But I think they have an old. She's almost like a settler old lady that wanders the neighborhood.
Pioneer
type lady that I think she wears a black dress and a hood, a white hood, kind of like the settlers used to do. And quite a few people say they've seen her either in their houses or wandering in the neighborhood.
apparition.
So
Yeah.
yeah, we've not seen her, but
I haven't seen her yet. A lot of people have told me about it. I haven't seen her. Yeah, stuff like that happens around here.
A friend of mine, he comes with me. Sometimes I take him with me. He always tells me that he sees and that he hears a lot of strange things in his house. So we did a EVP there, and the first thing that I told them, anyone here wants to talk to us? They shouted loud, and they called there's us demons.
Yeah.
I think he used to do Ouija board at his house. That's what I think.
Oh yeah, that's something we don't mess with. We don't.
Yeah.
We're not into
neither me. No.
Yeah, we don't practice seances. We don't do conjurings. We don't play with Ouija boards. That's not the type of energy we want to open up.
Yes, that's it. That's the same as me then.
And we've actually done more house calls, helping people that have asked us to come to their homes to help them, come to terms with things they're experiencing with. So we've done quite a few house calls.
Yeah.
And I do them as well.
Yeah.
Some of them, they're afraid that they bring negative spirits as well.
Yeah.
But I do the same.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I leave you with
Well,
thank you.
it was very nice talking to you, and come on anytime if we make
Yes,
this a
thank you,
habit.
thank you.
Please jump on and
Yeah.
we'll share stories. All right.
Okay.
Thank you. It was
Alrighty.
nice. Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I think we're gonna have to jump off here
Yeah,
because
well,
I have.
Thank you everybody for coming in and joining and being part of our first TikTok live experience. But here in United States, it's in California, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and we got kids and stuff we got to do tomorrow. So I think we're going to turn it in and call it a night.
Yeah. So thanks for coming. Thanks for engaging, and this was nice compared to the non-engagement on Facebook. We have a lot of followers, but it just, the conversations is what we're looking for. Share information, share stories, and yeah.
And growlers, if you're still out there listening, if you still have service, go check us out on some of our, YouTube, Facebook. You can send us messages there if you want. Watch some of our stuff and kind of see how we are. And I will use your app and see how that works for us. And I'll talk about it after I use it.
All right, cool. Then I got to figure out how to get us off here. And thanks, Melinda, for coming. And I seen a few people pop in that I recognized. We were on their podcast before. So anyway, how do I end this?
I guess click on that.
All right. Have a good night or day wherever you're at. Toodles.
There we go.